Welcome to my new subscribers and hello back to my usual crowd. It's nice to have you plan with me or memory plan with me in this week starting February the 22nd. It is the last week in summer and I'm using a lovely kit from Paper Crown Planner that I think has a nice summer feel to it. Pretty pink florals, nice greenery. It has some lovely deco. It also has some good functional stickers. I'm just taking you through the kit now. It's a little printable kit, plenty of choices for glitter headers, some lovely full boxes, and all of the practical things that you need to get the kit going. So I'm going to lay this down as I normally do and speed you through initially, and then we'll talk about the plans. I'll also be adding some various foiled pieces and little bits and pieces just to jazz up the kit as I go. So thanks for joining me. Here we go. Now with the base of the kit down, it's time to start heading into the plans. So I've started off on the top of Monday morning and I've used one of the glitter headers from the kit and then popped on a little work from home script because on this particular day I did in fact work from home. And so I've popped that on the top section, and then underneath I have used one of my favourite Live, Love and Craft computer stickers, and I've popped down there that on this day I had a lot of emails to catch up on and reports and so on. So I did have a little bit of a fiddle around with this. I initially laid down these scripts which are my own, both the work from home, the reports and the emails are all my own, and I was just trying to figure out how I could add that computer and both of those scripts. So eventually we got there. So moving down to underneath the full box, I bought we had a leather suite that we had bought from a supplier, a fairly well-known local Melbourne brand, and it was supposed to be fixed on this day. Sadly, when the fellow came out to fix it, and we have been waiting for him to come for a while, the part that he had didn't fit the chair and we weren't able to get it fixed, and it's the one that I like to sit in of an evening and relax, so that was quite disappointing. So I initially started by putting a box there that I had the chair fixed, and then I had to pop on there that didn't actually happen. But going down to the bottom here, I did in fact mark my meeting for the evening before I did go back to add the episode with the chair. And I've used a flag from the kit. I've used a little desk setup which was also in the kit, and then my meeting script across the top of both of those. And then to mark the black chair situation, I used another little box from the kit with the bow on there, and then took another one of the littles that had note written on it to mark that that wasn't a particularly successful event. Heading across the top of each of the days, I have popped down some little bow boxes from the kit, and they were there to mark my work for the week. So I've used 4 work stickers for the remaining 4 days, and I've just popped them across the top in the various little bow boxes. And then underneath that work sticker on the Tuesday, I have used a small flag from the kit and my little script for coffee, and popped down a coffee mug there from Arctic Paper Studios, which are one of my favourite coffee cups. They're a really good size and the little bow on them's quite cute as well. Then just underneath the coffee, I had some Happy Mail arrive this day, so I've used one of the quarter boxes from the kit. I've used a little bit of the deco which I've popped behind the script here, which was a Happy Mail script, again one of my own, and just noted on there that I received some Happy Mail from Simply Gilded on this day, and I used a Happy Mail sticker from Rose and Tea Shop, which are quite pretty with the little roses in the package, and in the nice sort of muted shades of dusty pinks. Underneath that particular sticker, I did put a divider, a bow divider, but I think, oh yes, I have. I've just popped that down underneath there so that I could mark off that morning's activities. Then just underneath the bow, I've used a half box from the kit, and I've marked on here that I needed to make some changes to the roster. Also used a cute little piece of deco with the teacups sitting on it, sitting on top of each other beside that. The reason I marked a roster change in my planner was that it's quite rare for us to have roster changes. We have a very, very reliable team of staff, and they're rarely unwell, or we rarely have to organise changes. But there was 1 or 2 taking some holidays, so that's what we needed to do. There was also supposed to be a craft evening on Tuesday night, but those plans didn't go ahead for various different reasons, and I just marked on there that I needed to cancel those plans. Moving across to Wednesday now, I'm taking a quarter box from the kit, and just popping that up the top and marking on here that it was a rather rare, quiet morning at work. And I do mean rare. There's so rarely ever a quiet morning, but this particular Wednesday just happened to be one of those. So I've popped that little divider under there. I just will need to go back and check. Did I show the sheet that it came off? I don't think I did. But I've used a little, actually, I did say quarter box, but it's actually one of the littles with work on it. But over the work section, I've popped the little bit of deco from the kit, a nice little cup. And I just marked on the planner that it was quiet for a change on this particular morning. And then I've taken a divider, one of the lovely lacy dividers from Honey Inked, and I've popped that across the top of that bow header just to fill in a bit of the space there and also to bring in a little bit of foil. So moving down now to underneath the full box, I have used a sweet little piece of deco that had a lovely outdoor table and chair setting, very elegant little feminine setting, and in a half box I've popped that to one side, and I marked on here a lady that I know she refurbishes old pieces of furniture, and I had a small table in a corner that was really past its use by date, and this particular table that Cindy had made was really lovely and meant for that corner. So we Dylan and I picked it up that night. There was some roadworks going on, and we had quite an interesting trip home and did some trips through the back roads, but ultimately we got home, and it was just an interesting afternoon's drive. So I've gone down to the bottom because I did a little bit of online shopping this night, mainly just to fill up on some things that I had run out of. And then I've used a Sweet Bella XO. It was one of her thank you boxes to mark that little divider there. So popping across now onto Thursday, and I have used a half box to mark the ERPT update. So our clinic, I might have mentioned in previous planner spreads that we are going through the accreditation practice. However, this particular tool needed updating from some time ago, and it was a fairly important document. So a good bit of time was spent on looking through that and working out what needed to be done. Then underneath that, I've used a flag from the kit and another one of my coffee script stickers, as well as the Arctic Paper Studio coffee cup, and just marked on there that on this particular morning, it was really so good and enjoyable to have this particular cup of coffee. Sometimes when you get into those documents that are sort of intense, you get quite absorbed in them, so it's nice to take a break and have a coffee. And that was certainly the case on this particular Thursday. Now I've picked up a mandala here, and I'm using that to mark basically that I was quite tired and I had an early night. Even though it had been quiet in the clinic the day before, I think the travelling that I'd been doing these last few weeks to Wagga to catch up with our unwell friend had taken its toll, and I was really quite pooped. By the time you added up, this sort of over 1,000 kilometres travelled, and it does take its toll. And it was just, a particularly, it's a sad time, so it takes its toll for sure. So I'm just writing on here that I was tired and that I'd had an early night, and I've used a Craft by Towie pillow there with a little bow on the side of it. They're very sweet with the eyelashes on it, and a little bit of deco from the kit on the side. And I must go back also and have a look and see where that mandala came from, because it's a very pretty one. Not too big, just takes up enough space. So popping across now onto Friday, I've used another flag from the kit. This time it's a little floral one. And I've used a piece of the deco, which was a girl. Actually, that piece of deco didn't come out of this kit. It came out of a different one. But it was suitable for what I was wanting to mark, which was just a busy week at work. Even though it had been quiet at reception on Wednesday, there was a bit to catch up on. There was a bit going on, and the paperwork this week was quite intense. So that girl there is meant to be working, although she looks a bit too comfortable to be working. And that's what I've used to mark a busy week at work, with a small little arrow there at the top. Just popping underneath the full box that has the teapot and the cups on it, put another one of those little honey inked lace dividers, just to try and balance up the sort of right and left side, and also to bring in a little bit of foiling. Then underneath the lovely lace divider, I have popped a half box. This is also from the kit, and I've just marked on here that I needed to do some laundry this afternoon. That's not usually that big a deal. Often David does it, but on this particular day I had a need to wash something that I wanted to wear for to head out in, so I needed to do it that afternoon as opposed to the following morning. And then I've gone down to the bottom of the page. Oh, I'm sorry, that laundry script is my own, and the little line with the washing on it is a little printable that I've foiled from Sincerely D Designs. And then at the bottom of the page in the quarter box, and using the other half of that deco that I'd used earlier, I noted that that Christina and Dylan went down to pick up the puppy that they'd picked out, the beautiful Diesel. And he came home with them that night. Oh my gosh, he's such a beautiful puppy. He's got the dearest little face. Has completely won me over. Popping across onto Saturday, I have used another honey inked little small divider there. Again, just to add a little bit of foiling to that spot. Used the bow divider that goes across there from the kit, and using a half box noted with a little bit of deco that I had a sleep in this morning. It was very, very much appreciated after the busy few weeks we've had, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, even if I rise at around 7 on average, so to be able to have a sleep into 8 or 8:30 is a real bonus. So popping underneath that box, I have added a flag from the kit. And the week, I hadn't done a lot of crafting this week, but left over from the week before was a little bit of a mess while I was creating. I usually clean up after I've done these things, but I didn't do it this week, so I needed to go back and give that a tidy up. And then I've used another half box from the kit. The little vacuum cleaning is another printable. They are from Paper Crown Planner. And then the flag, as I mentioned, is from the kit. Underneath that, in the half box, I've used another one of those honey inked mandalas, and just wrote down here that for his first night away from his mum and his brothers and sisters, the little guy was just so good. There was no howling and carrying on. He slept really well. He had very few accidents. He's really a good little fellow. So moving across onto Sunday, the first thing that I marked on Sunday morning was decided to get up and do some filming, because we'd been so busy with different things. My filming has been neglected, and I've used from Sweet Bella? No. Oh, Stella Bow Sticker Coat, that's right. That is the film clapper, and I marked on there that I had filmed the plan with me for January 25th. I'm quite behind, but I'm hoping to catch up. As I do the voiceover for this kit, accreditation is actually behind us now, and I have slipped a bit behind, so I'm thinking of doing possibly two plan with me's a week, so that I can catch up. I like for my memory planning to only be a week behind the actual week of planning. So that is my aim. We shall see how successful I am, but I'm certainly going to give it a good shot. So I've got 2 voiceovers sort of sitting ready to be done, and I've done the editing for these videos, and then I should be able to get back into a better routine. So just popping down underneath that film clapper, I used a header and marked that I edited the particular one that I'd filmed that day. And then further down underneath the full box, I used a half box from the kit, popped a little bit of deco in the form of that sweet little tea tray, and marked on there with a Crafts by Towie pile of books that I had took some planning time. I set up all of my kits for the year going forward and put them onto a little Excel spreadsheet, and I was just working through that and working out dates when I could plan and film so that I could get back on track and catch up. So I've used a glitter header and another flag from the kit here, and just in the corner with that Sweet Bella XOXO corner, just to add a little bit of bling. I think that's actually quite pretty. Those corners are gorgeous. And that little pack of a pillow and a blanket and a book, I just wrote down on there a bit of me time. Sunday night was quite relaxing. And now the spread has been done. I'm going to go back and fill in the meal plan for the week and also my gratitudes, and pop that back into my lovely Aura Estelle planner. And that is another week memory planned in the planner and concludes summer. So it's time to start moving through now into some autumn spread. As the rest of the world goes into their summer, we are heading on to our autumn and winter here in the Southern Hemisphere. And so, of course, the tone of the spreads do change a little bit. Nevertheless, giving you a little wiggle here so you can see some of that foiling. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.